Today's episode is brought to you by Patreon. If you're interested in supporting the show, go to patreon.com/JoshuaVelas and become a $2 backer today and get early access to the new episodes. I'll be leaving a link in the description down below, but for now, on to today's episode. You're listening to the Augment Experience podcast. I'm your host, as usual, Joshua Velas. I'm a student, musician, and a gamer at heart. Join me as I sit down every week to talk about all the latest news in the technology, business, and video game world. I hope you guys enjoy. All right, everybody, welcome back to the show. My name is Joshua Velas. I am your host as usual, and obviously welcome back to the show. Today's episode 188 of the show. And before we get started, up to the house cleaning quick, because, well, you guys don't like to do it around here, and it only makes sense if we do it, so let's just get on with the house cleaning. I do want to say thank you guys for coming back and listening to today's episode. It really does mean a lot to me that you guys constantly take time every day to download these episodes, to share these episodes, to constantly keep letting me know how you feel, whether you like my stupid face or not. I still greatly appreciate it. I also want to say thank you guys for helping the show hit over, I'm checking the numbers right now next to me, I think it's 2,652 right now. So thank you guys for that. I really do appreciate it. And if you guys, again, keep sharing the episodes, keep downloading them, I really appreciate it. Hopefully we can still hit 3,000 by the end of the year. Well, primarily before the 3-year anniversary, because that would just be awesome. To be honest, it would. I do also want to say thank you to the Patreon backers for supporting the show. You guys are greatly appreciated for supporting the show. Again, love you guys. Thank you guys so much for it. I really, really do appreciate it. Not gonna lie with you guys, I kind of did take a little bit of liberty here in terms of what I wanted to talk about, because I generally thought about what I wanted to talk about. I thought about talking about, something in the tech space right now, or talk about like trends in business, or talk about the video game industry, but I decided that I wanted to do this talk instead. It's a last minute shift, but I decided I wanted to do it because I felt like right now it's been on my mind, it's been on my heart for a while, and it's called tempering your own expectations. For me, this idea of tempering your expectations has been very important. It's been very prevalent to me. I would say it's extremely prevalent to people in my age category of people that are about to graduate from college, people just starting college, people, leaving high school, like the age range of, I'd say 18 to 22, in that age range, 23, that nice prime age category. And for me, this has been on my mind so much recently because, being honest here, I'm going to be graduating from college soon, which is crazy to think about it, that we started the show at least starting my second year of college, or at least like finishing up my first semester of college, and then we started the show. But the fact that I'm almost going to graduate is still, mind-boggling. It's still hard to think about, just being honest here with you guys. And for me, it's kind of scary a little bit, especially because I just don't know how things are going to play out. And I know there's people out there that can relate, like, hey man, like, what are you going to do after college? Like, what are you expecting to make? Like, what are you expecting to do? And it's one of those things where I've had to wrestle with this topic specifically because I've seen so many people always talk about how, when I graduate college, like, my degree guarantees I'm going to be making 6 figures. And if I don't make 6 figures, like in the first 6 months of working at this place, I'm going to leave. I'm going to go find someplace better that appreciates and values my skills. And it's like, well, guys, that's not how the real world works. Like, people that make 6 figures work incredibly hard to get to that point. You just have to understand that it's not, and just being honest, there's a lot of people who are like, yeah, 6 figures are great. It's not everything. You get what I mean? Like, money is good and all, like, because some people are like, oh, I want to be making over 100K. And it's like, well, yeah, because when usually people say 6 figures, they usually mean like over 100K easily. And it's like, guys, that's not how it works. You get what I mean? Like, it's not just you can be like, oh, this is going to be easy, I'm guaranteed this money once I graduate. It's like, no, you got to work for it, and you got to endure a lot of crap to get there. Think about me as a marketing major. Like, the companies even tell us, guys, I hope you realize your starting salary, it's gonna be pretty low. Is it gonna be above average? Yes, but it's not gonna be like this big, mega buster fat 6K or, 6-figure salary that with tons of bonuses. Like, no, you're going to start at an entry level position, but from there you build yourself up throughout the company, and growth is actually pretty fast in a lot of these companies, because if they see that you're growing, they see that you're applying what they're showing you, then they put more trust in you. They begin to invest in you more because they're already investing in you, but they begin investing more. They begin giving you more opportunities, more places to grow. You prove your worth. And then from there, you keep going up the ladder, you keep growing. And then, responsibility grows, but also your pay increase. You get what I mean? Like, these things begin to happen, but you have to temper your expectations from the jump, because if you don't, then you're just going to be crushed when you see the job offers and you're like, this isn't what I was expecting. And it's like, well, yeah. You also have to think about it like this. We currently live, and I know this is going to be a talk for another day. We're going to talk about patience and delayed gratification. We're going to talk about that because, it's a very good topic. But to me, it's something that we deal with heavily in our generation right now, like specifically my age category, my generation, where instant gratification is a very popular thing. We live in a society that prefers instant gratification rather than delayed gratification, which, spoilers, delayed gratification is better, because if you're willing to wait on something, it will turn out better. Because if you just want it now and you try to force something, then it just doesn't work out in the end, guys. I'm just being honest with you. And this can apply to many things. But the way that this applies to the idea of tempering your expectations is, yes, the 6 figures will come. It just won't be right away. And you also have to be mindful, guys, like I said, when you see that job offer, yeah, don't be crushed. Be honest and be realistic with yourself. It's like, okay, I'm okay with this. This is, it's an entry level position. They're starting me off. They're training me. They're showing me how to do it. Like, just keep in mind, like, a lot of these companies, especially like in my case, they don't expect you to have like 5-10 years worth of experience to, get an entry level position. They're not asking that. They realize, hey, you're just a college graduate or you're an intern. You're wanting to learn. You want to grow at this company. We want to invest in you long term. We see potential in you. We're going to start you off at a base, a entry level salary. But as time goes on, you begin to notice the 3rd year average, you're going to be making good money. Your 5th year average, you're going to be making a lot more good money. Your 10-year average, you're making a lot of good money. You get what I mean? Is it builds up, because I can't honestly tell you how many times I've sat in an interview with a company and the company even told me, like, you'd be amazed on how many people always ask us for the base salary. And they always say, thank you for your time. I really appreciate it. I'm not interested. Like, the second they ask for the salary, their expectations just, drop. And who knows, that could have been the best company they could ever work for. And that could have been the company that they could have been a multi-millionaire in, if they were just willing to temper their expectations and acknowledge that you got to start somewhere. And that's just the reality of things, is you have to start somewhere, guys. You really do. And I know that sounds hard, especially after you come out of college. Like, you want your degree to pay itself off right off the bat. And it's like, it will. You just have to be willing to be mindful and understanding, like, yes, a company's probably not going to start you at like maybe $30,000+. They're going to start you at least a little bit higher than that. But as long as you live under your means, and if your college debt isn't so massive, like mine isn't crippling, it can easily be dealt with. I'm like, yes, just live under your means, pay my debt off, and as time goes on, it will become much easier. I just have to be willing to work at it. And it's one of those things where I've had to wrestle with this, guys. I'm being honest with you. I know what it was like when I was an engineering major, and I told everyone, I'm like, yeah, I know what I want to do, like my career. They told me you're going to be making $140,000 out of college easily. And it's like, guys, that's not realistic. Even my mentors had to put me in my place. They're like, bud, chill with temper your expectations. Like, they can promise you all of this, bud, but when it's time to sign the paper, sign the dotted line, you ain't going to see that. You ain't going to see the 140,000, but you ain't going to see it. And I've had to wrestle with that, guys. I'm being honest with you. Like, I've had to temper my expectations, because the reality is you don't know what tomorrow holds. That's just the cold, hard reality of everything. Is you can't tell me 100% fact that you know exactly what's going to happen tomorrow. You can have plans for what you want to do. That's perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with that. you just don't know what's going to happen, if you get what I'm saying. Like, you really don't know exactly how it's all going to play out. And I've had to wrestle with that a little bit, guys. I'm just being honest with you, especially because that's been on my mind so much recently, because I'm like, I'm almost at the end. I'm about to graduate. Like, it's crazy to think about, but it's going to be my reality, is that I'm going to graduate. And it's like, what do I do? And to me, something that's been very encouraging and very helpful is that my mentor always told me, is like, bud, focus on one day at a time. Be grateful for what you have now, but continue to be thankful or grateful as things continue to be coming, as you continue to be blessed and bless others. For me, tempering my expectations of what to expect after college going into the workforce. Yeah, it's not going to be all sunshine and rainbows. You're not going to be a high roller right off the bat. Like, I don't even think most of us will probably ever be high rollers, just being honest here. Because a lot of people think, oh, I'm going to go into big tech and I'm going to be secure. I'm going to make tons of money. And it's like, well, guys, you have to remember that big tech has a very high turnover rate for employees. Like, unless you're like someone super, super special and they deem you as like irreplaceable, yeah, you ain't going to be sticking around much. But I'm just being honest here, like, just to temper all your egos. Not all of you are special, guys, in that way for those companies specifically. It's only a very select people that have been there. And those are obviously people that are, in the high level executive positions that have been there for decades. But those are the people, and who knows, maybe you get hired and you're one of those people like, hey man, we see a lot of potential in you and we want to invest in you and we want you to grow. Then awesome, all power to you guys. But not all of you are going to be able to do that. Just being honest with you, that's not going to be all of you. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing personal against you. That just means that you just have to be more mindful of your expectations of like, oh, I had my expectations through the roof and then they weren't met. So now I'm shattered and I'm broken. And guys, this is going to be applied to many things. It can apply to relationships. It can be applied to how you make friends. It can be many things, guys. Like high expectations for classes on your teacher. Like you expect them to be this amazing teacher and then you get in there and they're boring as all sin. Like, you got what I mean? Is tempering your expectations is a very important life skill, because it's not downplaying anything, but it's also not overselling everything. It's being in the middle, being objective, but keeping a level head the entire time and being grateful for everything that comes your way, whether it be good or bad. But to me, I just wanted to do this talk because I feel like I know it's going to be the shortest episode we've probably done, but to me, it's been on my mind for a while, and I just wanted to share with you guys, share with you what's been on my mind, what's been on my heart. And if it resonates with you, then let me know in the comments down below, whether you're watching the video version or listening to the audio version, wherever you like to listen to your podcast. To me, I'm grateful for all of you guys. I'm grateful for the love and support that you guys constantly have showed me, not only for me, but for the show. It's really meant a lot to me, and I really do appreciate it. I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. If you guys want to let me know how you feel, then leave a comment down below. Dislike the video. You guys already know what to do. If you're listening to this on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you like to listen to your podcast, I hope that you liked this episode. I hope it was encouraging, and maybe a brief episode, but I really hope it was encouraging to you. And if you find it encouraging and you think it might be encouraging to somebody else, then go share it to the other person. Because I think, if you think it's encouraging, then it might be encouraging to them too. Just being honest with you guys. I also do want to say it's been a pretty crazy week. Like I said, I've been doing my interviews with companies, and I wouldn't say stressful, but it's definitely interesting to say the least. I'm very excited to see how things turn out, and I'm grateful to see how this all, to be honest, I'm grateful for the opportunities the companies have given me to even let me talk to them. I really am. But I hope you guys enjoy. As always, guys, please continue to be safe out there. Please continue to be mindful and respectful of those around you, because the world is still a weird place, guys. And as always, don't do anything dumb, guys. I hope you guys have a wonderful week. Please be safe, guys, and I will see you guys next week. Bye, guys.
Hey there. Thank you for listening to today's episode. I really appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for taking time out of your day and listening to today's episode. If you're interested in supporting the show, whether it be financially, clicking the follow button, or just sharing the episode, it all works for me, guys. Thank you guys so much for your time, and I love you guys to death.